Hello, I'm Tom Bailey, and today I'll be getting to know Michelle Nedelec, who is an international best-selling author, an expert in entrepreneurialism, and the founder of Awareness Strategies. So, Michelle, hello, and a very warm welcome to today's episode.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate you inviting me and having me here. This is awesome.
Thanks so much for being here. And out of interest, whereabouts are you in the world right now?
I am in Canada, in Calgary. So on the west side, not
Incredible.
coast, but
Thank you.
side.
Thank you so much. I just want to share a little bit more about you before we do get started. So, Michelle has run her companies for over 22 years, and for the past 15 years has been helping sales rep, entrepreneurs, execs, and other people to continually double their profits and revenues. The title for today's episode is How to Simply Set Up Your Tech from Startup to Scale Up. And Michelle is going to show us how to do that in just 7 minutes. So, question number one today is, who are your ideal clients?
Nice. Well, our ideal clients are people that have been around for a while and they've established what we like to call Frankenware. So it's basically they've got a piece of software that does this, a piece of software that does that, a piece of software that does this, and they're trying to get it all working together. And as soon as somebody updates one part of it, the other parts start to break and they get super frustrated with it, but they're excited to build their business and they just want somebody to do the tech for them. And they appreciate how much effort it is and how much can go wrong so easily, but that they don't have to deal with the headaches anymore.
Fantastic. So lots of challenges when it comes to setting up tech, but what would you say is the one biggest challenge that they typically face?
The biggest challenge I think most people face is, and if I could bring it down to anything, it would be they're trying to find that one button.
Yeah,
It's like something happened, they don't know what happened, and they're just trying to find that stupid button that will fix everything. And they know it's an easy fix. They just don't know how or why. And it's being able to get somebody that knows where that button is to go, thank God.
got it. And I guess if they're not able to find that button or fix that problem, what impact does that typically have for them in their business?
Typically, it means that everything comes to a halt. So if it's, if a website's broken, well, we're just not using that page anymore. If it's inside their business, okay, we're just not using that anymore. And they just quit on it. And sometimes it means quitting an entire project. And it's actually really sad.
Got it. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. And like I said, coming to a halt's never a good thing in business.
No.
So what would you say is one valuable piece of advice that you might offer to somebody listening then that can really help them get started on solving this problem?
Our big thing is software integration. So
Yeah.
if you have the software that actually integrates with each other, there are miraculous things that you can do, and you can do almost anything. And again, what we find is people have all of these things. They're trying to get this one little piece that does this little piece, and then they got hundreds of things trying to mush together.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is we specialize in software called Infusionsoft, which most people know as Confusionsoft, and we're okay with that. It is, but it's kind of like, I know how to drive a car, but I don't know how to drive a semi. I don't have my class 1 license. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's fundamentally the same, but it's a complicated piece of
Mm-hmm.
equipment, and you need to know how to drive it in order to drive it well, and for it to function and to be able to drive your business forward. So we do that aspect for people, because typically if they have a WordPress site, and we need a WordPress site because of the functionality, sorry, Wix and others, they don't cut it.
Yeah.
You need to be able to have pretty links and redirects and all that kind of fun stuff that you can have on a WordPress site. But we also have what's called a WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get
Mm-hmm.
kind of software. We use Thrive Architect, and it's super easy. You click a picture, you drag and drop, you get what you want.
Brilliant.
And so people can use it, but in the back end, it's got the functionality. And with that alone, with a WordPress site, with Thrive Architect and Infusionsoft, we can grow a business in multi-millions.
Awesome. Yeah, perfect. So that's like having those integrations seamlessly working together can really help the business grow.
Immensely.
Perfect. So what is one resource or something you can offer to the audience to help them with this problem?
Well, one of the biggest things we got to look at first is your website and what's going on with it. Is it broken? What's working? What's not working? What's an emergency that needs to be fixed? Is Google repelling your site, or is it just ignoring your site, or is it attracted to your site? So what we're offering people is a free website audit. It's normally a $500 product. It's depending on the size of your website, can be a 30, 40 page report that shows you the kind of the red lights, the yellow lights, and the green lights. Green lights are awesome. You're going, you're rocking. This is good. Give yourself a thumbs up.
Mhm.
The yellow ones, it's like, oh, you probably want to work on this, but the red ones, you need to work on this because something has gone awry. And if it's really gone awry, sometimes Google will kind of shut down your site and won't show it to anybody. So you got to look at those kind of things and make sure that that's rocking and rolling first.
Awesome, thanks. And I've got the URL here for that website audit, which is awarenessstrategies.com/website hyphen audit. And what I'll do is I'll post that link into the show notes so people can just grab that straight away.
Nice.
So, question about yourself, Michelle. What would you say is one of the greatest either mistakes or failures you've made in life or in business? And what did you learn from it?
Wow, that is a breadth and width of conversation there
Yeah.
because I have screwed up a lot, but then we've also been able to do a lot right because of it. But I would say that the one thing that I probably shot myself in the foot with more than once was quitting before I should have quit. And it's getting frustrated to the point of, okay, I'm not doing this anymore when I was that close to being finished. So a good example of this is we went and climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. We're almost at the top. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, I'm sick of this. I'm done. I'm going back. My partner Brad goes, you didn't drag me halfway around the world to quit now. I'm like, yeah, you got a point. What am I going to do? Go back to base and just sit there and wait for you to come back? It was kind of a
Yeah.
dumb choice. But I did that in business all the time. And it made me realize, hey, when the going gets tough, you got to keep going. And sometimes you just need that little nudge from somebody that's willing to take you the rest of the way to get the successes that you need. And when you do, it's awesome.
Fantastic. So I guess it's surrounding yourself with good people as well who can help push you along the journey.
Exactly. Or bad people that just go, don't quit, figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Those kind of people are always useful to have in your network as well. So the
Exactly.
last question for me today is, what is one question that I should have asked today that will also bring some great value to our audience?
Oh, nice. Well, I think one of the things that you probably should have asked me is what breadth and width of clients can we help? And we help people from startups that are just going like, I have a very thin little purse that I
Mhm.
can work with here. And we also work with multi-million-dollar clients that need a whole ton of stuff done. So don't think
Incredible.
that resources are beyond your abilities to be able to access. We can get those for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michelle. Sounds like a great opportunity for people to get started. So thanks again for your time. Thanks for coming and for sharing such great value with our audience.
Nice. Thanks for having me, Tom.